Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Oh, looks like we're already live.
Oh, dude, we're live.
Yeah, my countdown, I don't know. Hello, and welcome to RSG Podcast, episode 22. I am Ryan Eastep. With me, as per usual, is Mr. Roby Watson.
Hello.
Oh, and we don't have Mr. Nathan Connor today. He had something stupid like mail rag to do, so...
Right. Yeah. It's his man time of the month.
Yeah, you know how it goes. I'm too...
He's menstruating.
I don't feel... Menstruating. I don't feel like doing it today. I hope he's listening, too. Of course he's not.
He's not. He might be, I don't know.
No viewers, so...
Right. I don't know if he can do it from his phone or not. He is not here. He actually has to work overtime, but we're going to make fun of him because he's not here to defend himself. And that's the kind of friends we are.
Well, and his overtime was mandatory, right? Like, they said, hey, bro, this is what's going down. Well, that kind of sucks. So I guess in the future we might be changing times if this is a possibility for mandatory.
Well, I guess it's because of the season, like where he works at is a school related. It's not a school, but it is school related. And so, since it's also testing related, right now is a lot of like midterm time. It's going to be busy for him. You know, my guess is like 2 weeks of busy time, and then he'll be back to doing nothing most of the day like he usually does. Just trying to not get caught masturbating at work.
Playing Brave Frontier with his left hand, masturbating with his right.
Right.
For all of you that don't know, Brave Frontier is a fun little iPhone and Android game. Look it up, Brave Frontier, absolutely. You'll like it. I think it's free. I don't know.
It's freemium, yeah.
Yeah, but it plays itself. It's awesome.
Right. It really does play itself, essentially. It's pretty great. So, yeah, Connor's not here is the net effect of that discussion. No Connor tonight.
So we're going to do what we've always wanted to do without him here. And that's entertain you.
Okay, right. We're going to have a good podcast? Is that what we're going to
do? Right. Oh, sick burn. He's going to have to stop by urgent care on the way home to pick up some burn cream. I'll get him an aloe plant.
Oh, God. Right? Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about some Game of Thrones.
Yep. It's going to be that time of year again. We can start getting hype about Game of Thrones.
Get hype.
About how much I'm going to hate on Game of Thrones because this season's going to be, there's going to be so much hate.
Well, this is the season that is supposedly... let's just jump right in.
Patcher. It's going to be like Flashdance. That's how much the hate is going to be like. It's going to be like pouring a bucket of water. It's going to be ridiculous.
Wow, he went right to Flashdance.
Well, I was trying to think of something else where, like, people pour things on people, and that was the best I could come up with.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, it was in a club.
Like, total overall volume. It's going to be like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge of hate.
I saw
Hate Bucket Challenge.
Speaking of the ALS Ice Bucket thing, I saw a lady who, I think it was a fake, right? I'm hoping it was a fake. But she goes to do the Ice Bucket Challenge, and she's pure white trash royalty, right? So she is got the little blue bucket. Looks like she stole it from some kid in a sandbox, right? And she's ready to put water and ice in it, and then she says, you know what, I'm not gonna do this the normal way, I'm gonna do this my way. And she pours a big old thing that she called Grandma's moonshine into this bucket, like emptied a gallon jug of this quote moonshine, unquote, air quotes there, and then she decides to pour it on her face. Well, of course, when you put 100 proof alcohol in your eyes, it burns. So she starts screaming. Why would you
do that to yourself? Like, seriously, why would you do that to yourself?
Because they realize that the whole thing's over. The Ice Bucket Challenge stuff is over, and they're trying to still be relevant, so they got to make it shocking.
Got it. I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to do it right now.
Yeah?
It'd be like that guy that's like 6 months late be like post a slowpoke meme, and then do my ice bucket challenge.
Slowpoke meme.
I'm the guy
who's
on
like,
Reddit. Oh,
so we're still
ice bucket
doing this,
challenge
right?
time, guys.
They still play those videos at work. It's
I
ridiculous.
just heard about it. Oh, dude, the whole thing was ridiculous. But either way.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get on some Game of Thrones hype. Get hype. Play Game Bowl. Get hype.
Hype some Game of Thrones. Well, we're going to talk about Chappie.
We are going to talk about
Chappie. Chappie's movie.
Chappie's movie. It's Chappie's movie.
We did go and see Chappie's movie. And
that should have been the marketing for that. Chappie's movie?
You go see Chappie's movie? You go see Chappie's movie? Or people might have got to see it if they had, as I'm just saying.
Did it not do that well? Well, we'll talk about it.
It did okay, I think, but not as well as people, I think obviously not as well as the producers and stuff had hoped. And I think it did poorly because a lot of people were confused as to what it was supposed to be about, which is understanding given the shitty marketing campaign that went into the movie.
If you can't market your you can't have one trailer be one thing that's all hearts and feels and heartstrings, and then have another trailer that's like all guns and explosions and giant mech robots, and you're just kind of like,
right.
I don't know what's going on, because then the chicks that are I use that term. Chicks, meaning both soft dudes and everything else, that are like, I want to go see the
Robot Feels movie.
Right, the Robot Feels movie.
I was more excited to see a Robot Feels movie than I was to see another Elysium.
Yeah.
Okay then.
No, I'm just
fair enough, but I'm just saying, like, we've seen RoboCop already last year, and it didn't work out well.
We saw Elysium, and it didn't work out well.
Right. A Robot Feels movie, we were about due for a good Robot Feels movie.
And I really think they should have just made it all about that, honestly.
Well, they essentially did.
Well, I know, but they added, I mean, the humor and stuff that they added was fine. And if they wanted to add the gangster element to it, that's fine, too. Just,
right.
I don't know. Make it...
Basically like a 2015 version of Short Circuit.
Right.
For all intents and purposes, he was Johnny Five.
Okay, so then we're going to talk about Chappie's movie, Game of Thrones, and then we're going to discuss a little off-topic, well, not really off-topic, but kind of like random. We're going to touch on like crowdsourcing and being rich and still feeling that you're okay to crowdsource.
Yeah,
so,
well, I get that it costs a lot of money.
Right. Do you want to just want to start with the crowdsourcing thing and just kind of get that out, or do you want to start with Chappie?
I don't care, man. It's up to you.
All right, well.
You're the leader of this here shindig.
That's right.
I will follow your lead.
Well, since you used the term shindig, and one of the episodes is Mighty Fine Shindig, let's go ahead and jump into the crowdsourcing thing. So, Alan, I can never say his last name.
It's Alan Tudyk.
Tudyk. Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion.
I'm pretty sure it's not actually Tudyk. I'm pretty sure it's Tudyk, but I like to say Alan Tudyk. Like
he's a comedian.
More than one dick.
He has multiples.
Right. Well, just two.
Well, he and Nathan Fillion, they launched it was Indiegogo, right? They did
Indiegogo.
Yeah. Yep. They're doing a it's called Con Men, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Con Man. Yeah, they want to do a web series called Con Man.
Yeah.
And it's basically going to it's gonna be a webisode, like a web series about a couple of guys who were on a sci-fi TV show that gets canceled way too early.
Oh.
Before it actually takes off. So it's basically going to be like,
let's
write a web series about our lives.
Right.
This is Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion's Birdman.
Well put, yeah.
Right?
Birdman, by the way, was awesome. Yeah.
Make everything into the same. We could talk about Birdman too now that Connor's not here.
That's true. We're going to talk about it last. Yeah, we'll talk about Birdman too. It's going to be a good show.
All of our shows are good, bro. I know
it's going to be even better.
Everything we do is fantastic.
Just the two of us, trademark.
We don't. By the way, I don't own that song.
Right.
I don't own that song.
Right.
Oh man.
So they're making a series off of two guys.
Right. And it looks like they're looking for funding for season one, $1,750,000.
Whoa.
That's what they're looking for. An Indiegogo. They currently have $1,433,421 US
Do people honestly
of pledged support with 29 days left. That's their stretch goals and everything is 1.75 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay, so when you're Nathan Fillion, Alan Tudyk, right?
Right.
Actors, hit shows, money, they've got it.
Well, okay. I think Fillion's got money still coming in. I haven't seen Tudyk in anything recently.
True. I mean, he did some movies and stuff like Dodgeball and stuff like that, and he does a lot of.
But he's not like a Tom Cruise, $20 million a picture.
Right. Well,
guy.
Castle is still on, right? They haven't.
Castle is still running, so he's getting I don't know how much per episode, whatever. Regardless, I feel like Indiegogo is for like not already famous people.
Yeah, like you or I, if we wanted to start a project trying to get crowdsourced,
Right. Because this feels like almost like cheating.
Right. And you're absolutely right.
Of course, everyone who loves Firefly is going to come here and give them $10 or $30 or whatever, because they love these guys. I feel like it's cheating in a way. Like it's abusing the Indiegogo privilege, but who am I to say?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to almost sound elitist or anything, but I agree with you on that. I really do, because crowdsourcing and stuff like that is good. I mean, if you can't get a project but you know it's good, no one picks it up, then you go and you talk to the crowdsourcing thing. That's one thing, or you want the next great idea or something like that. But I just think,
right.
I don't know, if you make, I feel like they could have got someone to take care of that.
They literally have sold more of the expensive because if you're a contributor of X amount, right, you get like a perk. You've seen the Indiegogo, you know how it works.
Right.
They have nearly 10,000 $25 contributors, and they have sold out of $100 contributor super duper fan posters. So that was the award.
Did you say $2,500 contributors?
No, $100 contributors, but they have 2,500 plus $100 contributors.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's crazy. They are also sold out at 75 $300 contributors and 74 $350 contributors. There's 100 $500 contributors. There's a lot of people who have put a lot of money in. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, really.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
they have 4 $10,000 contributors.
Jeez.
You got rich frats.
Right. You're an actor in Hollywood, successful Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Not to hate on him. I sound like
it feels like cheating to me, but I do wish them the best of luck with their web series.
And I'm gonna watch it.
I'll watch it.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm not even gonna contribute it. I'm gonna watch it. How you like that?
Ooh, something for nothing. That's what I'm talking about.
Get it for free. Actually, I don't know. It probably won't even come out for free. You have to pay for it. So, I don't know. It feels like cheating, but it's not. So carry on with your bad self.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah, there's really not a whole lot. I mean, we can really talk about that. I mean, we can go on and on. I mean,
well, we've made our point, I think.
Yeah. So let's
feel like it's cheating, and that's that pretty much.
Yeah. Let's jump right over into some. Let's talk about Birdman.
Okay, let's talk about Birdman. So, you and I watched The Birdman. It was the winner of Best Picture this year,
which I feel it deserved.
I watched most of the rest of the Best Picture noms this year.
Really?
I have not yet seen Boyhood, and I have not yet seen this year's White Guilt movie.
Oh, White Guilt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Selma yet this year.
White Guilt. That's funny. It's true.
Yeah, I feel like it is on a lot of ways, but I haven't seen Selma yet. I have seen all the rest of them except for Selma and Boyhood. The Imitation Game.
I heard that one. Well, from you, disappointing.
Right. Well, okay, it couldn't have been disappointing because I had no expectations for it. But I you know how I feel about Bandersnatch, Cumberbatch. I do not like that guy.
Yeah, he's a fan.
I'm just not impressed in general by him. I think he, honest to God, is like the autistic white Denzel Washington. Basically, he plays that like autistic white guy that other autistic white guys like to identify with.
Yeah.
The same way Denzel plays the angry black man that people like to identify with.
Yeah, no, you're right. Denzel, you can count him to be Denzel.
They went out of their way to make his character seem extra autistic, antisocial, and unable to deal with real people, even though the real person was in no way, shape, or form like that. Because you can't be smart and also be social. That's not okay. That's not allowed.
Oh, so they have to be gifted geniuses with random things.
Right, but they can't have social skills.
Right.
You can't be gifted genius and have social skills. That's not okay.
That's Tony Stark?
Nobody would believe that, bro. No one would believe that. So, Imitation Game, not that good. Theory of Everything was a waste of a nomination.
That's cool.
But it really was. I mean,
I didn't see it. I have no opinion on it, but I mean, if you're,
it's just the story of Stephen Hawking's life. Dude's really smart and he's stuck in a wheelchair. Okay.
Yeah, won't be seeing that one.
Right. It's not really worth your time. I was sad when I watched it because I watched it. Not because it was sad, but because I was watching it.
It's 2 hours of your life and never get back, wasted.
Right. But Birdman I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah. Now, Birdman was Michael Keaton.
Right.
Had Edward Norton.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. It's an important factor.
Right, and it really is. What's the other two actresses' names? I can't think.
I do not recall off the top of my head. They were relatively unimportant to the overall story.
Right. They came in when they needed to put a break between Norton and Keaton.
Basically, yeah. or Norton and Stone.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead.
Keaton and Stone.
Let's go ahead and start spoiling this for you.
Okay.
For all you people, let's spoil this out. If you haven't already seen it, well, shame on you.
Michael Keaton plays himself in this movie. This movie's very meta because Michael Keaton is basically playing himself in this movie as this movie plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's playing himself in this movie.
Which is interesting.
That seems right?
Yeah, no.
Right, because he basically... Right. Keaton plays a character who had a successful comic book franchise, but dropped out before the fourth movie in this case. Just like Keaton dropped out before the third Batman. But yeah, put the man 4?
Put the man 4? That was so awesome.
That was so great. Yeah. But he's trying to do a stage production that's like an adaptation that he wrote. He's directing in it. He's starring in it. And he's trying to do this to get his chops back, and prove to everyone that he has the acting chops. He's a real actor. He's actually a talented artist. Right. And all this. And it goes not well for him overall. A series of weird events take place, and things are odd.
One of the things that kind of struck me about the movie is he's doing. It shows him. It looks like he's doing magic. He's hovering in one spot. I don't know what he's actually sitting on, or if he's just sitting on the floor thinking he's in the air. But it shows him hovering.
Yeah, he appears to just be hovering, and there are times in the movie where he's just moving shit with his mind.
Yeah, when he freaks out.
Right. So, and he hears the voice of Birdman talking to him all the time.
Birdman kind of sounds like this.
Yeah.
He's calling him a pussy all the time.
Birdman does sound a lot like Batman, but not related whatsoever, because birds and bats are totally different.
Completely. They don't. Yes. Completely different.
Completely different. But what I think makes the movie so great are the long shots.
Dude, yeah. This whole thing was long shots for the most part.
The long shots were crazy in this one. Like, just following Michael Keaton around and then going to a different character and following them for a while and then back again without a cut, the whole time. Pretty crazy.
Well, I think there was like maybe 3 cuts in the movie. 3 or 4?
I think there were more than that if you go back and watch it again.
Okay.
But there were a lot of long scenes like in between where there were just no cuts.
Yeah, it's kind of like the end of.
You see a lot of things happen that you see a lot of things you would not see happen normally in a movie.
Right.
Like, he's walking down the stairs to the stage area from his dressing room, and you see like all the things that are happening in the hallway and stuff like that. Things that they would have skipped in a normal movie. He would have just appeared on stage.
Which is cool.
It really adds to like the flavor of the movie. I think the whole like this is really this is a production and it's important to him and he's overseeing like all the aspects of it.
Right.
That sort of thing.
And
but
it
also drives you crazy.
Yeah, but it also, with the long shots, it gives you the feeling that this is not just a story. Like this, you're really watching this stuff go down as if you are sitting in over the shoulder cam in this guy's life, which I think is really awesome.
Yes. And the relationship between Emma Stone and her dad, because Emma Stone plays Keaton's daughter in this movie, and he has an estranged wife.
Who he talks to a couple times on the phone. I don't know if they've ever...
Well, she shows up a couple times, too.
Yeah, I don't know if
they're divorced or not.
Yeah, or just like, taking a break.
Right. Because he never really refers to her as his ex-wife, but he's definitely banging that other chick. So maybe they're divorced. I don't know. Like, you don't have to be divorced to bang someone else. I get that, but...
Right.
So I don't know for sure what's going on there. But I really enjoyed Birdman overall. A lot because of the cinematography.
Yeah.
And the way that it was shot. And a lot because Edward Norton is awesome.
Dude, so awesome. Yeah, like for what the characters were, I think they were the perfect person for it. Because Edward Norton is an amazing actor, but he still kind of has that like dickish smirk sometimes, and he can still play that asshole. And that was what this character was. Like, he was doing stuff, and then he would randomly throw stuff in because he wanted to. He wanted to see how he react. Like, for instance, one scene, was actually really drinking gin on stage as opposed to water. And he threw a tantrum when he realized that Keaton's character switched it out.
Yeah, like, took it away from him or whatever. He got pissed because he was
so angry. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. And yeah, Norton is perfect as that like smirky guy who just knows he's better than you.
Right.
He fucking knows it.
But makes you
he's
love
not
him
going to say it. Right, he's not going to say it. But he's going to make sure that you understand he's better than you.
That was awesome. And then Emma Stone plays such a good, like, damaged youth.
Yeah. Like, she's a recovering drug addict.
Yeah. We don't really know what her drug is, but...
meth, I assume. But they don't really ever say.
Yeah, they just say it was rough.
Yeah. But she is now her father's assistant.
Right.
And she does assistant-y type things throughout the movie.
Which she is a huge fan of, by the way.
Yeah. She's super excited to be that guy.
She loves it.
Whatever.
Yeah, same difference.
Yeah. Overall, though, very good movie. People should watch it.
Yeah, it's really good. Check it out. See it for yourself. Formulate your own opinions. Yeah, it's really good.
Don't worry about formulating your opinion. I already formulated it for you. It's cool.
Okay. Do exactly what Ruby says. Don't question it. And just thank him for it. Send him a message saying thank you.
Seems like the appropriate thing to do, yeah.
Thank you for telling me to do this. It has changed my life, and I have you to thank.
Leave comments on the YouTube video thanking me for telling you how to do things.
Yes.
And what thank you. I'm just saying, you guys voted. You guys let Carson Daly do it, so you might as well let me do it too.
Oh, exactly. Carson Daly. Oh,
man. I've hated that guy so much.
The fall of MTV.
Yep. For all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
I hold him responsible for the end.
Yep. He is to blame.
Yep. Beyond a doubt.
With his TRLs and his Blink 182s and stuff.
TRLs. God damn
Yeah.
it. Made me sad. So sad.
Super sad.
And salty. Also salty.
Just a bit. Just a bit. Yeah. Sea salt. A healthier salt.
Yeah. Of course.
Still salty.
It's pink Himalayan salt.
Ooh.
What's up? But you didn't know I knew about pink Himalayan salt, did you?
I had no
know
idea.
stuff about stuff. Every time I tell you stuff that I know about, I don't know why you're surprised. Because I always know stuff about stuff.
Oh.
And I tell you that, and you're like, wow, how did you know stuff about stuff? Because that's what I do.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh. Well, let's kind of sidetrack off. Go see Birdman. Do it. And let's start talking a little bit about let's talk about Chappie. Let's go right into
Okay,
Chappie.
let's talk about Chappie.
And we'll go into Game of Thrones towards the end and stuff. So
right, we can get good and hype.
Right. Now, like
good
we mentioned earlier with Chappie, originally we thought it was going to be a Robot Fields movie, which we were all super excited about. And I think we were ready for something like that. Artificial intelligence in a positive light instead of conquering the world.
Wait, hold on. You told me that in a very derisive manner that being excited for a Robot Fields movie made me a chick.
Right,
and that's not okay.
I was just trying to hide my...
Now we can't all be super excited about it.
Okay, well, I'm disappointed. I hate this movie. And I'll tell you why I hate this movie.
Why did you hate this movie, Ryan?
Because, and I'm gonna kind of advocate counter here a little bit, but it was basically, all right, Dee Antwood's in the movie, band out of South Africa. Every song in the score of this movie was a Dee Antwood song. They're wearing their own T-shirts. They're the majority of the character interaction with the robot, and that's one thing that I really didn't like. That being said, or did you want to counter that?
You're wrong about all that. Okay, hold on. Let me be more specific. You're wrong about not liking it.
Okay.
No, it simply was. I mean, that is the way it was. And I get that them wearing their own T-shirts is a little like fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
Because you're like, if you're supposed to be a gangster and you're here acting like a gangster, then gangsters don't have T-shirts of themselves.
Right.
South African gangsters are like hippo. They walk around with their sweet blonde dreads and no shirts on.
Right, with like Native American knives on their belt.
Right.
Which was awesome, but
they're cargo shorts and that's it. But but overall it wasn't enough to bother me because it wasn't like the clothes don't make the man. And
right.
In the end, their characters weren't about what they were wearing. And at no point in time did they mention that they were Dee Antwoord or
that's true. They never said it.
And not all of the musical score is by Dee Antwoord. The songs they're playing when they're driving around in the cars are Dee Antwoord, granted. But
all the stuff that would be character music, so like stereos, radios, stuff like that. Right.
Yeah. It's Dee Antwoord.
No, there's a legitimate score. Yeah.
Right. So overall, for me, it wasn't enough for it to take me out of the movie. But if it did for you and Connor, okay, I get that. I understand that.
I mean, just wrong. A little bit.
I understand it.
Wrong. Understand you're wrong. No. But, I mean, it did a little bit, but that was just a small complaint. Like, that's like my only real complaint, to be honest. I mean, I had a few issues with some of the characters, like Wolverine's character. He was always packing his gun, even while sitting at the desk. Like, he's always got a gun on him.
Desk at his office, just packing heat. Like, you're in the office, bro.
Like, open carry, side of belt, talk. Like,
right.
I'm ex-Army. Okay, that's nice.
Like, walking around like he's all badass and shit all the time. And you can tell that, like, everybody in the office thinks he's a fucking joke.
Right.
Like, just the way everyone, like, all the random extras in the office, just the way they look at him, they're like, this dude is a fucking joke and he doesn't know it.
Nobody takes him
But
serious.
right, he's the designer of the
Moose.
Right, of the Moose, which is basically like a super weapons platform,
Right.
for all intents and purposes, that he's trying to sell as a police vehicle. It's essentially like a combat assault vehicle.
Oh, it is very much a military application.
Right.
I mean, it's Ed 309.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it is. So he's trying to sell it as a like day-to-day police vehicle, you know,
Right.
and even in the, for all I know, trumped up, extra violent world of the South African gangsters in this movie, they don't need that much firepower.
No. And they even said as much when they were doing little interviews. Like, we don't need this.
Right.
They've got the chappies.
Yes. Which were designed by the Indian guy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
I can't either. He was on Skins Generation 1. If that helps out at all for anyone. Skins is a good TV show. You should watch it. British TV. It's on the Netflix, I think.
Oh, I have a random thing to talk about later. Anyways, we can get back to it.
Okay.
Kicked it into my head.
Right. But, and he does a pretty good job. Although, I have issues with the way that he talks about his computer programming.
Yeah?
I feel like he's not using his words correctly.
His name is Dev Patel.
He's not using his words like an actual person writing code would use his words.
Really? Okay, so I don't write code. I know you do in your job.
Well, yeah.
What did? All right, so can you kind of elaborate a little bit on that?
Like he said that he had to like compile and write terabytes of code.
That's a lot of code.
The amount of code you have to, in order to write a terabyte of code, that's a lot of text to get to a terabyte. There's no way he's writing terabytes of code in a night. It just, no, it doesn't happen. He doesn't have enough time to type that many words. Even if you had everything copy-pasted, you couldn't copy-paste a terabyte worth of data in a night, I don't think. Now, maybe he could, if he was smart about it. But it just felt wrong to me, and it's one of those moments that like just jarred me out of the scene. You know?
Right.
Because he comes home, he's this like super nerd, he's got a robot there who like cleans up his apartment while he's gone and brings him a Red Bull when he yells Red Bull me, and
Red Bull me,
which was ridiculous.
That was awesome.
He's like Red Bull.
Yeah.
And the freaking robot goes and gets him a Red Bull. So it's, I don't know, but it sort of took me out of the scene for a moment because I was like, he what? God, can't we just get it right?
Right. But
I mean, like, who doesn't know somebody who would understand how to say it right? It's Hollywood.
Well,
somebody knows how to say it right.
Or they didn't. They wanted it to be terabytes. Just
right. I mean, maybe they got the guys from the Big Bang Theory to do it.
Shots fired.
Big Bang Theory is the other one who's good about like putting the right words in the wrong order or incorrectly to make you feel like what they just said was smart. Hey, Big Bang Theory too.
Whoa, what's this?
You didn't know that?
Sorry, no, my computer just started playing A Million Ways to Die in the West randomly.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You're that bored with our podcast already, huh?
No, it's not even. Aw.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead. Try and deny, bro. Try and deny.
Oh. Anyways, my completely legitimate copy of A Million Ways to Die in the West, by the way.
Right.
Legitimately
paid for that.
Exactly.
100% paid for.
He said it.
But yeah, so Chappie, the Ant word, I get that. It kind of hurts the movie a little bit.
Yeah.
The Indian guy, Dev Patel, was pretty good.
Yeah.
As that guy. As that guy who's like, does something crazy and pays the price for it, essentially.
Which is, I mean, it's a pretty steep, yeah. It's kind of rough.
Right.
But
let's face it, this basically is a robot feels movie for all intents and purposes.
Right. A lot of it, yeah. I mean, there was definitely. I mean, the good half of the movie, even 2/3 of the movie, was just the majority, like watching Chappie learn about life and being his own sentient creature and stuff like that. Which they even broke the he's already reproduced, and in regards to finding out. Well, I don't want to ruin it, but he does something that's kind of awesome.
Why would we not ruin it?
Okay, he learns how to download consciousness.
Right.
Which
Using
is
a
awesome.
bunch of stolen PS4s.
Right. He made a
together
supercomputer
and a Sony Vaio laptop.
Yes.
And the neural helmet that he stole from
Moose.
Hugh Jackman's Moose machine.
It's crazy stuff, man.
Yep.
Who knew it was that simple? Who knew?
Well, you know.
That's some stuff about stuff we didn't know.
Right. Like, some of the plot you have to be willing to suspend some belief about.
Right.
But as any good movie, I think requires you to do. But I think the most compelling part of this movie was the character of Chappie. And watching him with, like, I think Copley did a great job voicing him with enough inflection, you know, through the, like, robot voice changing thing that made him sound a little more robotic, that made you believe, like, that he was that, like, little kid excited, that, like, innocent, just sort of joy in everything that's, you know, and he wants stuff. And he gets it, and he just makes him so happy.
Chappie's
book? His whole world.
Chappie's book?
Yeah, his book.
Chappie's Black
Sheep. Chappie's Black Sheep? So good. And he, like, you know, the Yolandi, that's her name, right?
Yolandi, yeah, it's Yolandi. Sorry, it takes you back to South Park. Yolanda!
Yeah. Yolandi becomes his mother, for all intents and purposes.
Right.
Because he is living with the gangsters, who are trying to get enough money together to buy some explosives so they can carry out a heist on an armored truck that is carrying money to pay back a guy who thinks that they owe him money because cops busted a drug deal that they were all together at in the beginning of the movie. Because gangsters are generally shitty people like that. Like, it's not really their fault, but he's going to blame them for it anyway and demand more money.
Exactly, because he is Hippo, and he wants everything.
Right.
I want that robot! I want that car!
Hippo was probably my second favorite character in this movie. I'm not going to lie to you. He really was.
He was pretty good. The actor did a good job playing just an idiot.
Right. Just, like, stupid as a rock, but intimidating.
Yeah, smart enough to lead a crime ring, though, but...
Right. Well...
Amazingly enough.
I think he just intimidated everyone enough that nobody fucked with them.
That's true.
I don't know if you get to be smart at that point, but you know, if you're the biggest, baddest dude around, people are gonna do what you say.
Oh yeah.
So, but the story of Chappie and his innocence and what happens to him is sort of really the point of this movie.
Right.
And I think they do a good job of telling that story.
I definitely agree.
Where you see where Chappie is obviously out of his element and doesn't understand what's going on, and gets tricked into some things. Well, that he maybe wouldn't have done otherwise. Like there's a variety of scenes where he's helping his daddy, played by Ninja from The Antwoord, whose name is honest to God Ninja.
Yeah.
That's his daddy, and he's helping his daddy get back his stolen cars. But what he's really doing is stealing cars from random people.
Why you steal Daddy's car?
Yeah.
Don't steal Daddy's car.
It's the way he just yells, "Why you steal Daddy's car?" Stealing is bad all the time is hysterical. It really is hysterical. And it sort of brings a lightness to what's really pretty much a fucked up dark sort of thing, like you're stealing this dude's car. That's not okay. But we're all here laughing about it, you know?
Right.
We're all here like, oh, that's funny, do it again, Chappie, do it again.
That says a lot about us as a society.
as society, it really does, doesn't it? Like, we're just here like, do it again, Chappie.
We're totally cool with Chappie carjacking people.
Right. Well,
The
he's so
funny thing is, he's a
so
police
funny.
robot. Like, Chappie is a type of model that was created for the South Africa because the crime and stuff was getting so bad, too many cops were getting killed. So Dave Patel creates these Chappies. I don't know what their actual term is, but they're basically police robots.
They call them scouts. Yeah.
Scouts, okay. And they're used as human shields. They walk in, they have rubber bullet ammunition, and they can basically go everywhere. And they got a titanium chassis and stuff like that, so they're basically indestructible unless you hit them with an RPG. And
Do
so
they have rubber bullet ammunition?
some of them do. Like there's one where it's like we are now deploying rubber ammunition was like one of the choppers and stuff. But then they had shotguns. Like they turned around and they had like some had automatic weapons, some had shotguns. But they're basically peace robots. They're meant to keep the peace and take the place of actual human bodies on the field.
Right.
So,
and they're doing apparently a very good job of that.
extremely good job. Crime rates down, everything else, which drives the creator of Moose up the wall because he needs crime so that he can create or actually sell this gigantic war machine.
Right, which is just a metaphor for his penis.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
it just is.
It flies around and everything.
Right. But I mean, it's clearly just like, it's just him wanting to prove that he's the better man than Dev Patel by getting his project funded.
Exactly.
Which makes Hugh Jackman a horrible person. He also ruined Wolverine, which makes him a horrible person. This is 2 strikes against Hugh Jackman. He's officially going on warning. Now.
Hugh Jackman, you are on notice. Keep your nose clean.
Might want to, right. You might want to look into your further activities.
Right.
Keep it good.
Stop screwing around. Stop ruining my childhood.
Right.
Turn down the next Wolverine. Turn it down.
Oh, you know he's not. You know what's coming out.
Cash cow. They're gonna cross over into the Avengers and. God.
You think so?
I hope not, but they're talking about it, and it would be a moneymaker. People would.
It really would.
Because Americans, surprisingly, are stupid.
Bro, what kind of communist talk is that?
Look, I am American. I am proud.
Okay.
I do love what America stands for. I do not like. Never mind. This a whole. You know what? No, I'm gonna say it. I don't like those idiots out there that do this reality TV stuff all the time. Don't like them. They're idiots. These Jersey Shores. I don't like the fact that like kids are taking videos of other kids beating each other up instead of trying to stop it. It's ridiculous. Kids these days need to get smacked around. Learn. Act right. Anyways, enough of my rant.
Why don't you move to fucking Russia then?
Maybe I will.
And you and Putin can be best friends.
We'll take down his political rivals together and then do the investigation ourselves because that's what he did.
You can find out that Vladimir Putin is your real dad. And the two of you can rule his empire together.
Today,
like a bunch
Russia.
Of a-holes.
Tomorrow, the world.
The world. No, I get what you're saying. I do, and I understand with you. I agree with you a lot. We're getting to our old crotchety old man phase of life where we're like, those goddamn kids don't understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
Fucking Hugh Jackman. Like I say that, but like I paid to see all the Wolverine movies, so.
I did too. I did too.
It's hypocrisy of the highest order.
But it's cool because we're Americans, so.
Right.
We're allowed.
No one can question my right to hypocrisy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who are they? Who do they think they are?
Vladimir Putin's who they think they are.
Ooh.
He wouldn't let you be a hypocrite because he's not American.
That is not your father's job.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I like Vladimir Putin. He's a good guy. Good guy.
Yeah, wholesome family values.
Yeah, right. We went and got some beers last weekend. He's a guy. We talked about it. I was like, dude, come on. Really? Really?
Yeah, really?
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I I got carried away. I'm like, I get it,
Well,
Vladdy. I get it, buddy.
to his credit, when he explains it, it makes sense.
Right.
Right? When he explains it makes sense.
I'd had 5 or 6 beers, but it did make sense to me.
Yeah. I started to see things his way, and I agree that Russia needs to have a freshwater or a non-freezing port. I agree. I think that's right.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong about that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they could have paid and rented a dock there.
Yeah, but paying and renting is for people who can't take.
Right. So
that's for people who can't
he's
take.
like, I think I'm going to take Kiev. I think I'm just
Yeah.
Tell the world I'm not in there, but I'm in there. Shut up, Britain. You don't know what you see.
You didn't see nothing.
You didn't see it.
You didn't see anything.
Man, he was flying bombers over Great Britain, like off their coast, in their airspace, and then he even went through to Ireland. I think like he did last week or the week prior to that. He's flying bombers. Yeah, he's flying bombers.
He's fucking Putin. He doesn't give a shit, bro.
He does not.
Fucking Putin. What are you gonna do?
He does not, and he really did kill his political rival, the only guy standing against him. He killed him. He killed him with a contract-style killing, that was in quotations, because he said he was going to lead the investigation. 3 days later, said he was able to confirm that it was a contract-style killing. It's like he's basically pulling an OJ. I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how I did it.
If I was going to have this is how I would have done it. That was the greatest thing OJ has ever given us. It truly is.
Yeah, we just got way off topic, but hey, random subject.
That's what we do.
That's what we
when
do.
Connor's not here to.
That's right. Bring us back around.
So bring us back around. Keep us in check.
Come on, guys.
Talking about crazy shit like Vladimir Putin for no reason.
Dude's a nut. I mean,
we know
he's a nice
anything. Guy. Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
We're besties.
Going over there next summer.
Yep. So yes, we're talking about Chappie. I think we pretty much
we're about
about Chappie. Good movie overall. I think we all enjoyed it.
Right. Yeah.
If you don't know who D'Antwoord is, it's not going to be that fourth wall breaking for you.
Exactly. You're not really.
You'll be okay.
Yeah. After you watch Chappie, go check them out.
Here's an important question for you, though.
Okay.
Yolandi, attractive or not?
Ooh. I feel like she goes out of her way to make herself look weird, which kind of makes her attractive. But at the same time, I don't know if she's like I don't know.
Yeah, like is her like unique look enough? Because she's got kind of a weird facial features, and I'm not sure that her hair is helping that out at all.
No, her hair definitely accentuates the weirdness of her face.
Right. It's sort of weird. I don't know. Like, she is who it is, but...
you know what? I'm going to say yeah. I think she's pretty cute. I'm going to go with that.
Alright, fair enough.
Just because I can respect, stepping outside your comfort zone or creating a character and living that character. I mean, I don't know what she looks like on Tuesday morning when she's not, at work, but...
Right, well, obviously.
Right, so...
Is she ever, like, not at work?
I think they commit to their personas.
They really do. Like, they are Yolandi and Ninja from D'Antwoord, 24/7, 365. Right. That's the way I feel about the way they are, but maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, I don't see them 24/7, 365 that you guys know about.
You don't know me.
Right.
You don't know what I do. No, I'd say yeah. I mean, she's a 1. Sure.
All right. Yeah. I agree with you overall.
1 is in binary, not 1 is in 0, like 1 to 10.
Right.
For those people that don't know that.
I assume they know. If they follow our podcast, they know. If they don't follow our podcast, fuck them.
Right.
You don't like big Charlie. Fuck you.
Right.
Oh, man.
So, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones season 5 is getting ready to start.
Peter Dinklage.
And as we all know, there are still only 5 books out.
Right.
No, so ostensibly, this is going to be the end of what people like me can be smug about and tell you that things are wrong. Because starting in season 6, unless the book comes out before then, we're not going to know. And the truth is, in Season 5, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we don't know going on. Because a lot of people's storylines are further advanced than they are in the books.
Exactly.
Because you can leave somebody out of a book for a while that you can't leave out in the TV show. Because TV viewers will forget that they exist.
And then cry and complain and be like, who's this new guy?
Right. So, but I'm excited for the season to come back around. I get the feeling that there's going to be a lot of things about this season I'm not a fan of.
I have that same feeling.
But overall, I'm still looking forward to it. You know, it's a tradition here in my house that we watch the old Game of Thrones on Sunday nights. You know.
Oh.
That's what we do. So it'll be interesting to, I'm looking forward to, doing that again and talking about my roommate, being like, yeah, this doesn't happen. That's not real.
Now, your roommate has not seen the books, right?
He has not read the books, correct. So, it was really fun to sort of, to know what's coming up and be like, oh, when this happens, you're going to go crazy.
Yeah, you're going to hate life right about now.
Yeah. So...
I'm looking forward to the Colosseum scene with Khaleesi and Drogo. Is it Drogon?
Drogon, yeah.
Drogon, yeah.
Dragon. Yes, the dragon should be back and play a much bigger role in this one.
Because they're a lot bigger now, too.
Yes. The second episode of the series, of the season, is going to be called The House of Black and White.
Ooh.
Now, for those of us who are book readers, we know that the House of Black and White is the house that Arya goes to.
I'm getting giddy already, man.
To begin training to become a super faceless assassin, badass motherfucker.
Yep, be one of the faceless
murderer of people. Yes, and I'm interested to see who they're going to get to play the old guy, who is her mentor at the House of Black and White.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's going to be that's kind of important. Yeah.
Right? They need a good character there to be her mentor. She needs a strong, because Arya obviously needs a strong hand to control her and point her in the right direction.
Yes, she is still a kid.
Right. And she's got some crazy ideas about what's right and what's wrong. And
yeah.
That's not, it's not necessarily getting pointed in the right direction.
Not at all.
So it'll be interesting to see who they get to play the kind man in the House of Black and White. I'll be interested to see that. Yeah, what else was I thinking about? The Sand Snakes.
Yes, I'm super excited. Now, are they going to have all of them?
They're going to have all three of the Sand Snakes, yes.
Yes.
Here's the thing, though. Ariane Martell is definitely out.
What?
Yeah, there's no Ariane Martell.
Oh.
And that bothers me
a
lot.
Yeah. It's kind of a big deal.
Ariane Martell's a big deal, and but I think they're going to compress her storyline, and they're going to have basically just the story of, what's his name? The boring Martell guy who goes over to visit Daenerys to try and become the king and bring her back. Because spoilers. Do we do Game of Thrones spoilers on here? I don't remember the.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do Game of Thrones spoilers. The books have been out for a long time. If you don't know what's coming up, that's not our fault.
Fair enough. Spoilers. Then, if you do not want to know, you should probably quit listening now.
But you want to know. You're going to listen.
The Martells made a pact with the Targaryens way back in the day when they got
long ago. Yep.
To bring them back and put them back on the throne. So they've always been secret Targaryen supporters through all of these years. And they had a deal to actually originally marry Viserys to Ariane Martell. Then the old knight that was protecting them died before he let them know that.
Right.
because he kept telling me about the supporters who they had, which they do have. It's the Martells and all of Dorne, essentially.
Which is kind of a big deal.
Right.
Dorne's
Because
powerful.
Dorne's basically untouched at this point.
Right.
They're untouched by the rest of the war that has been killing everyone. Everyone else has been killing themselves off. They've been sort of like just chillaxing in the desert. And so they have all untouched troops. They're the sparsest populated, basically, but they're all fresh and new, and they haven't lost any people so far. So they got a power to be reckoned with now. And had Viserys stayed the course, he might be able to marry Arianne and take everything in a clean sweep. But that was not the case. He got impatient and tried to hire Khal Drogo, and then ended up getting Deed. Deed. In Season 1. Right. He did not make it out of Season 1. So, yes, there is that. So, anyway, the Sand Snakes, I'm a little bit disappointed that, they don't have a large variety of different looking sand snakes. Like in the book, there was one of them that was blonde hair, blue-eyed, really pale, the old ice princess stereotype. But none of them are that in the TV show. And I always thought that lent a sort of air of Oberyn was sort of I'll do anything.
Right.
I will literally screw anything. Mm-hmm. But that all of his children were important to him, even if they didn't look like him.
Right.
But that's sort of gone out the window because all of Oberyn's children look like his children in this film.
Oh, come on.
They're all dark on dark. So yeah,
that makes me a little sad. Yeah,
a little bit. It doesn't terribly bother me.
Well, that was one of the best things I liked about Oberyn, though, is what you just said. All his kids were special to him. He embraced all his bastards. It doesn't matter who or where they came from. Right. And he gave them purpose and gave them sight. And they were in the eye and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I like that about Oberyn, but not to be in the TV series. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out and how the Sand Snakes are. Because they should also all have very different personalities.
Right. Different skills.
Right, different skills. Because that's part of the point, is that now they have this trio of super badass women. They're splitting up to do different things, each according to their own skills. So, and they had sent the blonde-haired, blue-eyed one to King's Landing to deal with the other white folk.
Right.
Because she could fit in. Mm-hmm. She looked like one of them. So
should be interesting to see how they're going to pull that off now. Oh, this season has the Cersei redemption scene, doesn't it?
It does indeed. If we can call it redemption, then yes.
I mean, it's penance, or at least court-ordered penance.
It's definitely punishment. That it is. That it is. Does it make her feel penance? I don't know that it makes her feel repentance at all.
True.
But it is definitely punishment. Yeah. So it should be interesting to see how
did
they're going to play all that out, because they have no. Oh yeah.
She's cool with that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
I wonder how many zeros they had to tack on to make her do that. Not implying a negative,
My guess is not that many.
True.
What they had to tack the zeros on is getting the people in where were they at? Some Eastern Baltic country.
Oh yeah, Morocco. I think is where they filmed a lot of stuff.
Not Morocco. Well, this one was not in Morocco. This was Dobrev. Look it up real quick on the internets. But they take the church very seriously there, and they're like, you can't be taking naked chicks outside of our church.
Oh.
They were not. They were like, this is the church. We need that shit sacred. You can't be having naked chicks outside. It's not okay.
Now we're talking about the Dothraki women, where the one breast was always exposed and stuff, and the party scene. Or are we talking I'm trying to remember the scene.
Uh, Basically, they make Cersei walk
Oh,
completely
right,
nude
yeah.
from the Sept back home across the city to the palace,
Right,
essentially.
right. I was thinking it was in season 1 that you're talking about, not
No,
the
no, this is
behind the
season.
scenes.
This is upcoming. This is
Right,
Lena Headey thing. Yeah,
right, yeah.
Dubrovnik, Croatia is the city,
Oh,
and the people in Croatia take their church seriously, and they're like, we can't be having this sort of thing like around here. We're not a big fan of
yeah.
that, so they eventually worked it out with the like bishop of the church there in Croatia or whatever, whoever the head person in charge is, and said like, we won't film her naked inside the church, but they're like, okay, as long as it's outside the church, that's okay. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, you will still get Lena Headey's nude scene. Now, whether or not it will be completely nude, I don't know.
Right. In the book, she was forced to walk, like you said, completely naked from one scene to the other. And if they don't do that, I'm fine with that, to be honest.
Right. Well, they just need to imply it enough.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
to get the
Exactly.
point of her, because I mean, that's a pretty crazy punishment in reality.
Yeah, it's a
Because
little much.
basically, like everyone gets to see you naked now, and as the queen, that's just not okay.
Yeah, not
You
okay.
know, because now you're no longer royal, or because in the she's always wearing better clothes than you. She's always better dressed and better fed than you.
Right.
Now she's just a naked chick that you're throwing poop at. And that really reduces her the mystique that she needs to be royalty and give those sort of commands and be in charge like that.
We're
It's
also
pretty
going to
crazy.
see her break down as leader of the Red Keep.
Yeah, we'll see her spiral downward pretty quickly in this one, I think. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. It's going to be a good season. I mean, granted, some things I don't like, the sand snakes and stuff like that. I don't like them changing what I agree. I say it's sacred text. Something
Right.
you don't change.
Sacred text. Right.
Right. So,
Bible.
right. And it's just, I don't know. It's aggravating.
But
I
it'll
get
be
it.
what it will be. I don't think it's going to be a huge bad thing. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll be as bad as the ending of season 4 in my mind. And they may or may not have. I think last I heard, when I was still keeping up with the rumor mill, that we may or may not still see Lady Stoneheart.
Which is ridiculous because she's a huge part of the story.
Well, like not including her makes me feel like that she's not a huge part of the story.
Right, but I mean, considering that she's the one that judges Brienne and is it Tobin? What's the squire's name?
Podrick.
Yeah.
Podrick Payne.
Right. So I mean that's kind of a big thing.
In the books it seems that way, but maybe ultimately it's not, and maybe this is a clue that ultimately it's not. See, that's part of the things that bother me as a book reader. It's like if they don't think she's important enough to include in season 4 or season 5 anywhere, then maybe her storyline isn't even at all important in the book. Because there are going to be some storylines that are not going to be ultimately important to the way things work out in the book.
True.
Some of them are just going to be that way. There are just going to be some, storylines that are just like, well, they're here for what they are, but in the end, it's not going to truly affect the overall outcome of things. If that's the case, then I kind of feel angry that that's been spoiled for me. You know what I mean? So,
I agree.
But what can you do?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. We'll still watch it, and when the next book comes out, we'll still read it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, well, I mean, it's about that time. We did kind of go. Do you have more you want to talk about season 4 or 5?
No, that's good for the most part. We are almost certainly not going to see the Undead Hound versus Undead Gregor in season 5. So, Battle of the Century, Clegane Bowl, we can still get hype for.
Get hype!
So we still have time to get completely hype.
Clegane Bowl.
I think I will find the Clegane Bowl video and repost it on the Facebook page right now.
That is
because
Facebook random subject generator.
Be necessary for everyone else to again see.
Well, it's required watching at this point.
Right. Everyone needs to be appropriately hype.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're not, shame on you. Get hype.
About time to get hype again. So you can watch the video and get hype.
Get hype. Get hype. Well,
yeah.
Let's go ahead and call it at that. We'll end on get hype. So, thanks for coming out. Episode 22. Stuff, and even more stuff. So, yeah, check us out next week. Same time. Check us out on RSG Podcast.com. You can check us out on Twitter at RSG Podcast or at RSG Podcast. It's also linked to our Facebook page, which is Random Subject Generator. You can find us by typing that in at Facebook. And check us out. Give us a like if you like us. Subscribe if you really like us. And if you don't, then, I mean, that's your opinion. It's the wrong opinion, and you should be ashamed of yourself. But it's your opinion.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyways, go like us. Go subscribe us. If you don't like us, please tell us why. And we'd love to talk to you about it. You will be trolled. Have a good day.
You can pretty much be sure of that.
Oh, yes. Well, signing off. We'll see you guys later. Is it off?
Nope. Still live.
Still live.